Alright, so let's look at discounts and markups. Discounts. So discounts are used by stores to get us to buy items. It's the store's claim that they are offering an item at a cheaper rate than normal. Stores will sometimes use other words to mean discount. These words include and are not limited to savings, price reduction, markdown, sale, and clearance. As the buyer, you have to decide how much money you are saving. Finding the discount is very similar to finding sales tax. Why? Because you are subtracting the discount from the original price. Only this time you are saving it instead of paying extra on an item. At least that's the goal. So let's look at a few examples of finding discount. I am going to show you a couple different ways to find the discount of an item. So in example 1. So you see a new hat that will look great on you. The cost of the hat is $12.50. You look at the window and there is a sign that says all items 20% off. What is the discount of the hat? What is the new price of the hat? So we have to do a couple different things here. So we first have to find the discount of the hat, and then we have to find the price of the hat. So let's look at the first method. So method 1 is to find the value of the discount and subtract it from the original price. So step 1 is to change the percent discount to a decimal. So our percent discount is in the problem, and it's 20%. So to change 20% to a decimal, we just simply take the percent sign off, so then we have just 20. And then we are going to plug a decimal in front of the 2, and then put a 0 in. So 20% as a decimal is 0.20. Our second step is to multiply the decimal by the original price to get the discount. So we are going to use our decimal of 0.20 times the original price, which is up here in the problem, which is $12.50. And when we multiply that, we get $2.50. Step 2 is to subtract the discount from the original price. So we are going to subtract the original price of $12.50 minus our discount of $2.50. And when we do that, we get $10. So whenever we are subtracting decimals, remember you need to line up your decimal point, okay? So the new price of the hat is $10, and our discount was $2.50. So now we are going to work the same problem, but we're going to use a different method. I'm going to put the word problem down here again so we don't have to flip back and forth to keep finding our information. So our problem is the same thing. So you see a new hat that will look great on you. The hat costs $12.50. You look at the window and there's a sign that says all items 20% off. What is the discount of the hat, and what is the new price of the hat? So for method 2, we are going to create an equation to find the answer. So step 1 is write what the problem is asking you to do in the form of a question. So we're just simply going to figure out the discount and the new price. So we're going to pull what we know. So what is 20% of $12.50, because that is what we are ultimately trying to find. Okay, so the key thing to remember is that of means multiplication. So now that we have our question, step 2 is to translate the word problem into mathematical symbols. So all this means is we are going to write a math problem. So we're going to use our variable. And remember, a variable is a letter, a symbol, or something that stands for our unknown. So I use D. Now you can use whatever variable you prefer. Equals, we're going to use our decimal. So 0.20 times the original amount of $12.50. So when we multiply that, we find out that D equals 2.5. Or if you want to use decimals, use a money, you can do $2.50. Remember, at the end of our decimal, if we have a 0, it's just a placeholder. You don't need to write it, but if you like it there, you can write it. So step 3 is to subtract the discount from the original price. So we're going to find our original price again. which is $12.50, minus our discount, and that's what we just found, $2.50, and when we do that, we get $10. So the new price of the hat is $10, and the discount of the hat is $2.50. So as you can see, both ways will get you the same result. You need to pick one that works best for you. So sometimes stores will be really nice and give you 2 discounts. This can cause us some headache as we have to figure out how much money we are saving. So how do we do this? The easiest solution is we're just going to take 1 discount at a time. So let's look at an example of this. So GameStop is selling all games at a 25% discount. However, you have a membership to the store, which gives you 15% off of every purchase at the store. This includes all in-store and online discounts and sales. You decide to get $100 normal price worth of video games. How much will you actually end up spending? So here's one where we have 2 discounts. So what we are going to do is we're going to take 1 discount at a time, and $100 is going to be our base price. So step 1 is, like I just said, let's take the first discount. So our first discount in the problem is 25%. So the first thing is we change 25% to a decimal, and we get 0.25. Then we are going to multiply this by 100 because we are getting $100 worth normal price of video games. So it's going to be 0.25 times 100, and when we multiply that, we get $25. So this is our first discount. Then we are going to subtract that $25 from our normal price, so of $100. So $100 minus 25 equals $75. This is our first discounted price. So now that we have the first discount figured out, which gave us a rate of $25, and when we subtracted that, we got a discounted price of $75. This is actually a pretty good deal, but we aren't finished yet. If you remember, we have another discount to work with. So the second step is, of course, dealing with that second discount. So our second discount value is $15. So we are going to change 15% to a decimal to get 0.15. So like before, we're going to multiply 0.15 times 75. So why am I using 75? Remember, this is the second discount of the problem. It's based on the first discounted price, not the original price. So the $100 we've already taken care of, so we are dealing with $75 now. So we are going to multiply 0.15 times $75 to get $11.25. So like before, we take $75 minus our discount rate of $11.25. When we do that, we get $63.75. So the second discount is $11.25. So we subtract the first discount price to get our total of $63.75. So this is actually a pretty good deal. Okay, so now let's look at finding original price. So you can find the original price of an item when you know the final price and the discount. So let's look at an example of this. So a video game is on sale for 30% off of regular price. If the sales price is $41.99, what is the original price? So step 1 is to subtract the percent of the discount from the percent of the original price. Now we use 100% to do this for our base or original price because percent means per 100. Alright, so we are going to subtract 100% from the percent given in the problem, which is 30%. So 100% minus 30% is 70%. And once again, over here, I just have a little note. Remember that we use 100% as our base or original percent. Step 2 is convey the percent to a decimal. All this means is we are changing our percent that we found up here to a decimal. So 70% as a decimal is 0.7 or 0.70. Remember that 0 at the end of our decimal is just a placeholder. So step 3 is to solve for original price. So our original price up in the problem was $41.99. So we use that. Then we use our equal sign, and then we use our decimal up from up here, which is 0.7, times our variable, because we don't know the original price. So I just use P. You can use whatever one you prefer. So if you look here, you can see that we have a one-step equation. So if you remember, the opposite of multiplication is division. So we are going to divide both sides by 0.7 to get P alone. Remember, in a one-step equation, our goal is to isolate the variable or get it by itself. So we have our problem, 41.99 equals 0.7 times P. So we divide both sides by 0.7. It cancels out on this side, so we have P by itself over here. Whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do to the other. So 41.99 divided by 0.7 gives us a value of $59.99. Remember that we round money to the nearest cent. So the original price of the video game was $59.99. So finding the percent discount. You can also find the percent discount if you know the final price and the original price. So let's do an example of how this is done. So in our example, Julie paid $35 for a shirt that is on sale. The original price is $50. What is the percent discount? So first step is to set up your equation. So 35 is what she paid for the shirt equals, we don't know our discount, so I used a variable. So once again, you can use whatever variable you prefer. It really doesn't matter. Times 50, which was our original cost. So once again, we have a one-step equation. So remember that division is the opposite of multiplication. So we are going to divide both sides by 50 to get D alone. So our equation is going to be 35 equals D times 50. So we divide both sides by 50. So remember, whatever you do over here, you also have to do over here. So when we divide that out, D equals 0.7. Step 2 is to change the decimal to a percent. This is how much Julie paid of the original price. So 0.7 as a decimal is 70%. So Julie paid 70% of the original price for the shirt. So step 3 is to subtract the percent paid from the original price to find the percent discount. So this does not mean we are subtracting from 50. Instead, we are going to subtract from 100% or 1. So remember, like I said earlier, that 100% or percent means per 100. And 1 is just 100% written as a decimal. So it depends on if you want to subtract using a percent or a decimal. Either way is correct. I am going to show you both ways. So using a percent, we subtract 100% minus 70% equals 30%. With decimals, 1 minus 0.7 equals 0.30. Both mean that she only paid 30 out of 100. So the discount was 30% off of the original price.